Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to a different kind of video today. Um, if you've been following my videos, you know that I have not been posting them as recently as of late, and a big reason for that is the fact that I got a job. I got a job at Walmart. Now, if you've never worked at Walmart, let me just give you a word of advice. Don't. It's not worth it. At least where I work, or worked, it is one of the most unorganized places I have ever had the misfortune of working at. And here's why I think that. We're going to start at the very beginning for you. Day one. Alright, so day one on the job. Let me just start this off by saying I don't know how people actually manage to mess up as bad as they do sometimes, because it just seems that ridiculous to me that somebody could really just be like this at all times. But basically, I had login information, right, to their computers. I had to complete CBLs as like the first part of my training for the day. It's just online training, nothing too special about them. You get on the computer, you watch videos, answer questions, get it done, right? Easy, out of the way. The login information they gave me, though, didn't work for 4 hours. I had to go up and ask the people in HR, instead of my trainer, who just disappeared, which is going to be a common theme, just you wait. I had to go up and ask, hey, can you fix this for me because I'm supposed to get this done? So basically, I was just kind of chilling out in that computer lab, waiting for them to fix the stupid thing that I had to go tell them, the new guy who didn't know anybody or anything about what was going on. I had to go and ask them, hey, can you fix this thing because it's supposed to be done? After about 4 hours, which is about how long it was supposed to take, my manager comes in. And he wants to know how much longer I'm going to have. And I said, well, I just got on about 20 minutes ago. And I had to then explain to my manager for the job I just got why I wasn't done with my CBLs, which just shows like a clear lack of communication. Okay, it's not the fact that it's like, because I get it, right? He's just doing his job. He's trying to get stuff moving, get me through this, get me going on the stuff I'm supposed to be doing. But it's the fact that the people in HR couldn't tell the people over there that I was stuck in the computer lab and needed another 4 hours to get stuff done. No, he comes in and wants me to get started on computer systems, which, it's fine. That's the next part of my training. The problem is, according to him, I can't do the computer systems until I do the CBLs. So I'm just like stuck there, and he comes up and starts barking at me like, why haven't I done the thing that he wanted me to do because he wants me to start on the other thing that he wanted me to do, but I can't do that thing unless I do the thing that he had me doing before. But I couldn't do the thing he had me doing before because I couldn't get my login information to work, and HR had to fix it, and it took him literally 4 hours. I will say, though, that the rest of the day was not that eventful. After that, it was kind of alright. I got my CBLs done. He started me on computer systems, which were not hard, but I had to have those done first. But it was just kind of that lack of communication there at the beginning, which I knew was just going to set me up for the rest of everything else that's going to happen. Day two. Alright, so I'm not going to lie to you. I came into day two really optimistic, and it was actually an alright day. Like, nothing too crazy happened, just kind of an average, get in, get it done, kill it, get out. That kind of deal. Nothing really crazy happened. So, I came back and I went back that day and thought, okay, maybe the miscommunication craziness that happened yesterday, maybe, just maybe, that was a fluke. And it was just like a crazy one-time thing. Because, those happen. I was trying to be optimistic about this. I was like, maybe that was the case. I could not have been more wrong. And I'm really just upset about the fact that it's like this. And Well, you'll just hear about it right now. Let's go on to day 3. Okay, so I okay okay so I came back day 3, expecting kind of the same thing as day 2, just kind of a casual day, learning computer systems, figuring out how the best way to unload trucks, because that's what I'm doing. I'm unloading trucks. My trainer's helping me learn it. It's all right. Not too bad. Not super hard work, but definitely a little bit physically demanding. I show up and they tell me, hey, what we're going to do today is we're going to have you learn to drive forklifts, which of course I'm like, hey, yes, let's do that, because that means I'm just going to be able to actually do my job and not need my trainer to do all of the forklift stuff. I'm like totally down, trying to be optimistic, going for it, basically. That's the idea. I learn after the fact. Okay? After the fact. You need 4 hours of driving before you can test for your certification. My trainer, dipped after 2. Sat there for 2 hours. Basically, he's a big old Polynesian guy. His name was Suli. He sat there and was like, hey bro, just drive in a straight line, You'll do fine, bro. You're doing great. And I'm sitting there and I'm struggling to drive the thing, and he just dips randomly. He's just like gone, right? After 2 hours. I assumed that they're just going to come back, when I'm done. So I don't say anything because, I don't want to start anything. I don't want to be like, hey, dude, my trainer just kind of dipped. I don't know where he went, because I don't want to be that guy, But I'm just driving around. 10 hours. It is the end of the day. My manager comes around and says, hey, why aren't you in the trucks? Have you been certified yet? To which, of course, I have to respond, no, I don't even know where my trainer is. Apparently, he just left and didn't tell anybody. He quit that day and left me stranded. Like, bruh. And at this point, I work 12-hour shifts. 10 hours of driving, that's a long time. It took about an hour to get on. 10 hours later, I'm like getting off the forklifts, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just do my test or whatever now. But no. It took too long. They didn't have anybody who could come over to test me. And mind you, day 3 is my Friday, okay? I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I have 4 days off, right? Because I work 12s. That's just how it goes. It was Friday for me, right? I would not come back until Saturday. So basically, I would not get my certification for an extra week because they can't figure out how to get people to watch me drive. And it gets worse. Just wait. So I go home, kind of defeated. I'm like, man, I really just wanted to get actually working and doing my job today, but it's fine, I'll get back on Saturday. But no. Day 4. All right, so I show up on day 4, fully expecting them to just be like, all right, let's go. We're just going to knock out your certification, and you're going to get on a forklift, and you're just going to go. To which I was going to be like, dope, let's do it. The only problem is, because my trainer dipped and I was just left there, because of that, they had to have me redo 4 hours of driving. So in total, I trained for 14 hours on the forklift. 1 forklift. And they didn't even get me certified that day because they were too busy in HR. Just an unorganized mess. Oh, it was so bad. So I get done with that 4 hours, right? And at this point, my trainer's gone. They don't really have anybody that's willing to train me. They don't have anybody available to train me because they're short-staffed, right? So they basically just kind of hand me over for the rest of the day to another department. And let me tell you, that was not a good mix. It's about halfway through the day now. So I'm going on, 6 hours left. Just about, right? We just had lunch. I got sent over to another department. The department I got sent over to was order filling, and my job was label boy. There's a guy, he loads packages onto a conveyor belt. The packages kind of roll down to me. I put the label on and send them on the way. What I was not told is the fact that not only do the labels have to be facing upwards, but I had to scan the labels before I sent them on their way. They didn't even give me a scanner. They just gave me a stack of labels and said, go. So the guy I'm working with who's throwing the packages on comes back because people are chewing him out. I don't mean to sound racist when I say this next bit, but he was Mexican and spoke very, very, very broken English. I'm talking, I understood about probably 1 in 10 words that this guy was saying. It was bad. And so he's sitting there trying to explain to me that, hey, I need to put the labels facing up and scan the labels, but he says it in such a way that I think he just means put the labels face down and let them go, which confuses me even more because that just doesn't make any sense at all. And so I'm sitting there like, I don't understand what you say, and he's sitting there like, put the label on the box, and I'm like, I am. It was. This went on for about an hour, okay? Back and forth between the two of us trying to explain what the other was talking about and trying to figure out where we were going wrong. It got so bad that this guy basically started cursing me out in rapid fire Spanish. Of course, I can't understand a word of it. I only assume it was cursing because it was a lot, and it was a lot of finger pointing and angry motions. Another manager came over and had to explain to me what was going on. After which point, he just kind of pulled me out and said, okay, we're going to send you somewhere else because this guy's really pissed right now. Literally wasted like 2 hours there just to get told, hey, we're moving you again. I did nothing. The rest of the day wasn't too eventful, though. After that, I just kind of got stuck in a module and did my own thing, and that was it. Day 5. I get my forklift certification, right? That's the first thing I do. I spend probably 30 minutes getting back used to the machines, and I do the test, get certified. It's all good. Somehow, some way, my manager was unaware of the fact that I'm leaving for college in like the next 2 weeks. I have no idea how, but apparently I just hadn't communicated that very well, which doesn't make any sense because I literally remember the conversation between the two of us where I said, oh yeah, I'm going to school this fall. Like, I'm at a loss for words because it just registered that day. After which point, he says to me, oh, well, if you're going to be leaving in like 2 weeks, we don't want to have to train you the rest of the way to do the job that you're going to do because it's a lot of hours and you won't even finish the training. So we're just going to give you to a different department. A department that doesn't even use forklifts. I literally don't understand how it's possible for people to be just this unorganized and awful, but it's fine. The rest of day 5, I was basically doing the same thing as the end of day 4, which was I was sitting in a module, doing my own thing, had a few people walk by every now and again to make sure I wasn't like dead or anything, but other than that, uneventful. So, the last day. Day 6. There's a department called DA, which in layman's terms means they get the worst trucks. That is what I think it stands for. They get the worst trucks. That is just the only possible explanation for why they would even call something DA. Okay, so basically what they had me doing on day 6 was I was sitting in a truck, right? I was assigned a truck, and it was brick stacked from back to front, full. And you had to unstack this mass of just random crap and throw it on conveyor belts and send it off. That was the whole job. But the whole job happened inside of the 104-degree trailers for 12 hours. I'm not talking a little bit of heat here. I'm talking full on 120 degrees casually. It was so bad that I had my water sitting outside of the trailer and it was like evaporating. I don't even know how else to describe it, but it was just disappearing. I couldn't drink water fast enough to keep up with like staying out of heat stroke. I had to leave about like once every half hour to go refill my water bottle, and I had a big water bottle. I was drinking a lot of water. I don't know where it all went. Like their science still doesn't know what happened to the water I drank that day. It hasn't returned. It wouldn't have been so bad. Okay? If it wasn't for the fact that they put me with another trainer for the trailers who didn't speak English. So I'm sitting there, trying to keep up with this guy's pace, and we had to invent a new language on the spot because we couldn't understand each other at all. It was basically a combination of grunts and gestures that just kind of vaguely made us aware of what the other person wanted. That was the most we could do because this guy spoke zero English. It wasn't even broken. No, it wasn't even broken English. It was zero English. I don't know where in their mind they thought, hey, let's put the new guy with the guy who doesn't speak English. What? Where in the ding dong diddly heck does that even line up? Needless to say, I didn't die. They got close. They almost killed me. Almost. But I survived. Basically, the moral of this story is find a place to work that is both organized and competent, because really what it came down to for this Walmart DC was the fact that most of the people there were just stupid. It seemed like they couldn't communicate with each other enough to figure out what the other person was saying, and even when they did, half the time they'd mess it up because they just are dumb. I don't have any other way to describe it. It's just, ooh, it's not good. Second moral of the story, don't work for Walmart. Ever. Unless you're getting paid over $15 an hour, because that's kind of an okay job. But if you don't meet those requirements, you should not work for Walmart. Just save yourself the trouble. I went through the pain for you. Just trust me, don't do it. Not good time. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. It has been a rough time getting used to jobs, but I don't think that it helps that people don't know what they're doing. So making rant videos might become a thing more often. I'm a patient person, and I don't really like conflict, but oh my goodness, some people are stupid. There's just no other way to put it. I've worked in fast food, okay? I've got stories. Which, by the way, if you want to hear those stories, let me know down in the comments. Hit the like button. Just let me know you want more of these kinds of videos, because I've got stories for you. But basically, if you've enjoyed this video and want to see more, just let me know. And that's all I have for why you should never work at Walmart. But I'll see you all in the next video, I guess. So, goodbye.